Hello and welcome, everyone. This is Arthur Bones, Mr. Bones, 40K, whatever you want. And Kalani, say hi.
Oh,
Oh,
hello everyone. Gosh, I'm so nervous. This is my first time showing up for the stream, so I hope you guys are really nice to me. I
stop.
don't, I don't know why that was my first instinct to do that, even though I've already been here a million
Yeah,
times. No, who fucking
yeah.
cares? Could you imagine if that was like what I was like the first time I showed up on your stream?
Honestly, I kind of want that. I want that, like,
You kind
just
of, you
straight up
kind of
lie
want.
to them the first stream and then show up saying you're the same person, but with like your normal personality. I feel like that'd be
Yeah.
kind of maybe a bit of a funny bit, a little bit of a joke.
It'd be cool. It'd be
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, yeah. So, for those who don't know, this is the Anything Goes show. And we're basically going to do anything. We talk about our weeks, we discuss anything that's been going on, and then we just usually pick a game. We're currently on a bit of a Terraria kick, though we might switch it up next week. Who knows?
Who
Um,
knows? Who knows? We might switch it up this today. I might get you to play Newgrounds Rumble, or we might
you've
play.
been on Newgrounds Rumble for like a while now, so I guess I might have to.
Or we could play. What's it called? What's RuneScape?
RuneScape? Yeah, I played RuneScape with Mishmash when he showed up. It was kind of fun. It's kind of silly.
Hell
Pretty
yeah!
good.
I've never played it before. Or we could go back to Castle Crashers at some point.
We have a lot of options. We're also like open to anybody else in chat recommending us anything to do. So if you guys ever want us to play anything, just let us know. Two
Someone
man
said play
repo.
Repo.
Yeah, two man. I didn't really like repo when I first played it. Um,
Damn.
it's a long story. It's just one of those things where like I am. I think this might just be like an insecurity thing, but like whenever I play a game, if I'm like new to the game, I never like playing with people who already know what they're doing because I'm really bad at games by default. Like I'm bad at playing video games. There's only like a set few that I'm pretty okay at. But like whenever I have to pick up a new skill set for like a game, it's like if I'm playing with people who already know what they're doing, I'm always just getting like, okay, how do I do that? And then it never gets explained in a way that I understand. So I'm just like, man, what do I even do? And I just don't pay attention to the game. I don't know. It just distracts me a
That
little
was
bit.
me. That was me with what's it called? What's the other repo like game that
Oh,
has your
Lethal Company?
Yeah, Lethal Company. I was really bad at that game.
Yeah.
Like a friend got it for me and then was like, "Hey, Colin, play Lethal Company with me." And so I tried playing it, and I would just immediately die every time we
Yeah.
played. I yeah, and they were like, "Yeah, Kalani, so what you got to do?" This is how they explained it to me. Kalani, so what you got to do is you got to go in, and then you got to grab the stuff, then you got to get out, and then you got to bring it back to the ship. And I was like, "Okay, that seems simple enough." And then there's these really weird, and then I would die, and they'd be like, "Oh yeah, that's a fucking trouncer. They trounce you, and you got to do
Yeah.
that." But it's only if you do the specific little thing that would prevent. You always got to look above your head because the fucking the tickle monster is gonna pick you up and kill you.
Literal
So
glup
I
shit
would.
I was coming out of every fucking nook and cranny.
Yeah, if you hear music, that's not good because the sprinkle gonker is gonna come and gonk your
Literally,
sprinkles,
yeah.
okay? And he's going to gonk you real bad, and you're dead. It's like, okay, well, there's only so much you can expect a man to, like, glean from these
Yeah.
things, you know. So yeah,
Yeah. I
uh,
it's why I don't play multiplayer games. Oh my
be
god.
smoking that dark cotton pack. Straight runs, shit make you see the golden throne. I love, I love, I love that's some Dracula flow type riff. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Dracula flow is
That's
pretty
golden.
good. Every smoking that blank type pack is any context. It's funny. But yeah. So, sir, have you been? What have you been up to? Anything interesting happened this week for you?
Oh man, let's see here. You know what? It hasn't been too crazy of a it's been my second last week at my current job. I'm gonna start a new job at the beginning of June,
Oh,
so I'm
where are you
very
going? If
excited
you
for
don't
that.
mind me asking.
Uh, just another extermination job, same deal, but more pay. So,
Always better to move on up. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
oh yeah, exactly. But tell me about your week, because I believe you mentioned you weren't saying anything just so you could so you could get my genuine reaction for the stream. I might scream, but what has been going on in your week, Arthur?
Fellas, it's been one of
Yeah.
those days. It's just, in the immortal words of Fred Durst, may he rest in peace. No, he isn't dead. I don't know. I just hope he sleeps well. I have had one of those weeks where just shit keeps piling on, and it's none of it's my fault or anybody else's fault. It's just for some reason, everything just stacks on. Like everything kept happening. It's like earlier in the week, I just started making plans with people, and those plans started to kind of like not fall through. It's literally like they just kept getting more and more complicated and convoluted. So it's like my dad was like, "Hey, you want to come over and help me like fix up the pool?" And I was like, "I want to be a good son. I'll do that. I'll fuck around with pops. Like I'll show up. He's cool, dude. Show up and hang out with him. Got a sunburn. That's cool." Fucking, it was dealing with some payment issues from YouTube because I got one of those notifications on like the 21st that you never want to see, which is like, we can't deposit money into your bank account. I'm like, why? And it was not helpful, but I had to get that sorted. So that was an afternoon of just making phone calls that ended with me being confused and scared. And yeah, I had to fucking play games that I normally don't play for the sake of the entertainment of others, and that was pretty okay. Um, I have a lot of editing and work that I had to get done, but I also had my local convention, which is fun. Now, I will stay. Every time this convention happens, I have been known to be a bit of an asshole. Uh, I,
Why?
because the convention has always been fuck awful. It has always been terrible.
All
But
right.
this year, it wasn't that bad. But it was still, it was not without weirdness. So, starting off, this convention is one of the, I don't know, do you live in like actually like a place that has a convention that probably isn't terrible, right?
I
Or
don't know. I just don't like conventions in general.
interesting. I get it. Like I thought I didn't like conventions for the longest time just because every single one that I went to just made me feel drained and annoyed. Um but turns out it's just the specific types of conventions that I've been going to. But this specific convention was um so it started off with drama. So this convention is a local island convention because I'm island boy. I live on an island, and there's not a lot of things to go around. But this year we finally had enough new artists and enough new people that they could be discerning, and they didn't have to immediately accept every single person off rip that joined. Which, not to be a dick, all art is sacred, all art is precious. But, I don't think it was a bad thing that they got rid of some people who were trying to sell crayon scribbles of their OCs, which are all big titty blue hair elves, to people, and then they don't sell anything or make any money for the convention. I think it's fair that you said no to them, because I'll be honest, this year, I bought some prints. I got some pretty cool prints. I got a Metaton print because I like Undertale, and I got a Maria print because I like Silent Hill too. It's a good print. Both the same artist, chill guy, and that was cool in theory. And they're like, yeah, we're gonna be more discerning, and we have rejected some of the artists that have been with us since the beginning. This is like the 10th year anniversary, and then people started to complain. Not people complain that their favorite artist wasn't showing up. No, it was the people who didn't make the cut started just throwing a fit online. And it's really unfortunate because, like, I get it. I'm not going to call out anybody in particular, but if you knew which artists didn't get in, some of them were a bit too niche. Some of them were a bit too... It was listed that the judging criteria for an artist getting in, first and foremost, was skill, so there's a reason why quite a lot of artists ended up getting cut this year, because, again, we just did with what we had for over the last couple of years, but now that we have, like, a more robust art community, more people are showing up. But just the amount of people that were getting upset online was so interesting. But it really does sucks to, yeah, it sucks to suck. I'm seeing that in the chat. Yeah, no, it literally is just that. Like, people are just complaining because, like, but I've been here since day one. I'm like, draw better. I don't know.
Draw better.
Yeah, not to be an asshole, but like, you show up, sell nothing, take up space, and that's it.
Yep.
That's it. But like, I went to the convention, and it's just like, I don't know what it is, but this convention brings out the crazies. And not even this year. Like, there were some interesting individuals that were at the convention, some shapes of people that I have never seen before in my life, nor do I care to ever reimagine them. But there was, it wasn't even a convention goer. So this year it was pretty big because they actually were able to like hire out food trucks to like bring food to the convention, which was cool because they haven't done that before. We just had to use the canteen. Now, for context, this convention takes place in a hockey rink. Like, they drain the rink and then they like put a bunch of stands and booths inside of where the rink is and shit. It's kind of weird, but yeah, I remember like the canteen was always just kind of shitty food. It's like a step above like cafeteria food from a high school, but not good. But we go outside and there's a fucking beaver tail mobile truck, which if you haven't ever had a beaver tail, I fucks with it. Beaver tails are fucking awesome. There's like this like a pub food place called Jigs. And then there was like this seaside sweets place that was there. It was pretty cool. And I was out there and I was getting a poutine from like a thing. I was getting a poutine from one of them. And I just remember sitting there and there was a bunch of people in cosplay just kind of sitting outside enjoying the weather. And then this hockey rink is right next to like a casino. They're kind of in the same building. They're just divided by a wall. And then there's just this like old lead paint stare having boomer that walked out. And he just... I wince every time I have to describe this, but like, he would walk by, not make eye contact the first time, and just looked at everybody and just like, well, I didn't know it was Halloween. And then he walked away. And then he came back. And then he looked at someone who wasn't in cosplay that just came out, and he said, I came out today. I was just going to go to the casino, but I didn't know it was Halloween out. And then he walked away again. And then he came back again. And then he looked at someone who was dressed as like Homer Simpson and was just like, oh man, you're like the most normal one here. I walked out today and I was surprised to find out it wasn't Halloween. And I'm just sitting here watching this happen. What is going on? And he walks over to the beaver tail vending booth and he's like, oh yeah, can I get like a strawberry cheesecake beaver tail? Thanks, sir. He's like, oh yeah, it's a beautiful day. I was surprised we're having Halloween in May. And then I'm just sitting there like,
keeps going.
It's like, no one's laughing, dude. I get it. You're trying to be funny, but like, you're the weird one here. You're literally the only person who's doing this, and everybody just looks at you like, this is uncomfortable. Yeah, I get it. It's like you're probably some fucking 60-year-old fisherman who's the idea of wearing a bright color frightens you, but like, my fucking God, it's not that funny. It was so interesting, though. Because that happens, because it's really funny because there's a Tim Hortons right next door to the convention center that a lot of people go to. And to see, like, the lead chips floating behind people's eyes when they see, like, a has-been hotel cosplayer walk in, and they're like, oh my God, it's devil worship, evil. Like, they just point at it, and I'm just like, leave them kids alone. They're like 14 and have more fun than you'll ever. Like, I don't know. I feel bad about, like, 50-year-olds feeling like they need to like bully people because they're like, oh, you guys weird. It's so weird. I don't know.
Oh my God.
So that was so we just encountered like an Oblivion NPC with a very limited script. That was an interesting interaction. I like this happened today. And I don't there's a joke here, but I don't think I'm smart enough to figure it out. But someone shit on the toilet in a stall that I went into.
Yeah.
It was just like, I walked in and just saw a fucking thick line of dookie on the toilet seat. And some on the wall, I will say.
Bro, they were just like having a good time, bro.
Yeah.
They
Why?
were. Why? I don't know, bro. You tell me.
It's just why it was I don't know. There was some fucking interesting fellers and fellettes at this con. There was some. As long as everybody's happy is my mentality. As long as you're happy and not hurting people. I know, not hurting people. My bar is kind of low there, but there was some interesting bits. Um, I don't even know half of the things that happened. I just kept getting stalked by this one individual who'd come up and he was very obviously incredibly awkward and didn't know how to talk to people. But I made eye contact with him, so that obviously opened the door to direct communication for the entire convention. Which it didn't. He just kept coming up and he kept acting like it was the first time he was interacting with me. He just came up and was like, oh, so what are you cosplaying as? I'm like, I'm wearing a fucking Berserk hoodie, an Omega Mart hat, and sweatpants. I
I think I'm unemployed.
yeah, like I'm cosplaying as someone who stole all of his clothing and didn't know how to coordinate. Like
I'm cosplaying as I'm trying to get me a goth baddie.
Just shut up. But
Oh, yeah. Am I right? Am I right? Two on the mark. Whoops.
Nah.
Friendly fire. Friendly fire.
Fucking, we're just having a casual conversation. Bro just casually pulls out a fucking Derringer and blasts me in the hip. Okay.
You know, sometimes we hit it. We hit the mark a little too hard.
Yeah.
It happens, you know.
But yeah, he just kept coming up and acting like this was the only time we interacted. It was weird. This convention was very weird. There were so many weird people that I saw. There was like a friend that I hadn't, not even a friend. There was someone that I knew in like high school, fucking a decade ago, like very, very long time ago. And I just like, I remember seeing them and I was just like, oh, I wonder how they're doing. And I just saw them start spasming and shaking. And I'm like, oh, forgot. Not good. It's like, you ever just have like an update on someone that you knew back in the day and you're just like, oh, how's that going for you? And they're just like, bad, something bad happened. I now have this, and this. I'm like, oh, how the fuck did that happen to you and not me? I feel like I lived a worse lifestyle than you. But like, okay. Just like someone's just like, oh yeah, I suddenly developed a seizure disorder and Tourette's. And I'm like, oh, Jesus. Okay.
It happens sometimes, you know. Sometimes some people get the short end of the stick, and
yeah.
You get a little bit of that goofy juice in you. You know?
Yeah. God, I don't know. There's so many times where I just like would look and see a person and I'd be like, Jesus Christ, I didn't know they. Okay. It's mean. Yes, it's very mean. I suppose I'm more judgmental than I definitely should be. I mean, you know, shorts, bald, and beard is kind of like, if you see me at like a Warhammer convention, it's like walking into that one scene from like Toy Story with the Buzz Lightyears. Like they're everywhere. My phenotype is very represented. But I don't know. It was just interesting because my island has a very odd and eclectic breed of nerd everywhere. But you know, everybody was happy. It was a good convention. I had fun. But it was weird. It's just a weird energy.
A little bit too odd for me.
Yeah, okay. I see Venexian and Chapping. You've got weight. They don't know I exist actually. So I didn't do that because they burned me a couple years back and I've never truly kind of let it go. I had a bunch of friends in like the voice acting industry back when I was doing that malarkey. I was having like I messaged them and I was like, hey, I got a bunch of voice actor friends who want to come visit me. And would you guys be interested in like hitting them up and like seeing them and like having them be panelists, because it's like it's people that have been in like shit like a main cast member in like Dr. Stone or like I don't know, fucking shit like that. And I was because they were interested in seeing me. And yeah, and they said, yeah, we'll totally be in touch. And I contacted my friend who was this character. And I was like, hey, did they get back to you? And like, nah. And like a month goes by and like they didn't get back to him. And cool, I messaged him like, oh yeah, that guy ended up like just never telling anybody about the messages he got and just thought that most anything that anybody was reaching out to them was just a scam, so we fired him. And I'm like, what? Okay.
God.
Thank
So this
you.
guy. So you're mad at the convention because somebody just wasn't doing their job. Oh, also, Gone Hayost with $10. Hi Bones. So what was the odds that I could ask for a video on the Tyranid bioforms and different hive fleets?
I'm like almost 70% certain I already did that. I could be wrong. I could
Hold on,
very
let
much
me
be
go-
wrong. But if so, I'll probably do it at some point. I do like covering the Tyranid bioforms.
Hold on, let me look it up.
But it's not
Uh,
so much that, it's also like a mixture of like all the other like shit that they do every year. At least up to
Uh,
this year. I feel like there's like a degree of incompetence that had happened up to this year, but this year seems pretty okay.
So we got what are the Tyranids? What is the Tyranids? One, Lictors are the worst Tyranid. Lictors explain Carnif. Oh, so a lot of these are in shorts, I think. That's
Ah.
why. I think that's why. Because
Okay.
most like the Lictors, the Carnifexes, other shit. Yeah, a lot of this is shorts. So I think that's why you haven't done like a full channel video other than what are Tyranids,
Hmm.
and then what do they want, and then what is the worst.
Okay, then I might do that.
Yeah. I don't know. Just I guess
Eh, I'll
compile
figure
your
it out.
shorts.
But yeah,
Compile your shorts, but make it a YouTube main channel vid.
yeah. Nah, I'll make another one.
So somebody in the chat is really wanting us to play My Singing Monsters.
I'm
I not down.
nah. I'm sorry. If you need me to get up a phone game emulator so I can stream, what the fuck are we even doing now? Like, what's going on here? Like,
Yeah. You're like, no, okay, I'm
yeah,
okay.
yeah. I will say I do have a friend who goes to that convention, and it's one of the funniest bits because the bar for standards was in hell for the longest time. So this guy, he's just a local guy. His name's Vaughn. Cool guy. He's just really funny. That's his thing. Me and him kind of have like a very similar, if not the same, sense of humor. But he just shows up and they put his name in for a panel without him telling him one year, or what? Without telling him. So he just like showed up. And he just had this panel called Vaughn Yells at Things, and it was just him talking for an hour straight and bitching, and it was the most popular panel at the convention. So he has this plan to be ride or die with the convention and get another panel every year until he is the only person running panels at the convention, and they're all just made up on the spot. I think he had 4 panels this year, and they were all just
my God.
random garbage.
Oh man, so that's the real first anything goes, huh?
Yeah, he's pretty good. He's pretty funny like that. But yeah,
Pretty
nah.
super.
Been just a lot of work and a lot of bullshit this week that I've been having to put up with. But
Oh man.
it is over. It is the end of the weekend, the start of a new week. Things get better. I scream and shout and jump and cry. Something like that.
Yeah,
So,
I think that's one of the things people say.
yeah. That's a phrase that someone has uttered once, yeah.
Yeah. But anyways,
So,
do you want to like pull out a game so we can discuss the Ultimate Book Club?
yes. You want to just go into Terraria and then switch it up if we decide something else, or do you have anything else you want to try?
Nah, let's do Terraria for now.
Gotcha.
We'll do it for now.
So while I'm
Yeah.
building this game up, I'll introduce the concept to everybody. So this stream goes off of what I kind of just personally refer to as the ultimate book club rules, where every week, going back and forth between you and me, I am going to recommend something to you, and then next week you recommend something to me. It can be any form of media, it can be any activity, it can be anything. The only caveat is that it has to be like completable in a week. So we come back the next week to finish it up and or discuss it, and then just have it be a bit of a thing. So if you guys are a member of the chat and you know what we're talking about, you're allowed to join in on the conversation and add it. So with that all being said, yeah, last week I recommended a manga, a bit of a weird one, you know. It is Me and the Devil Blues. And Kalani, the soft goal was 1 chapter, but the hard goal was 1 chapter, but the soft goal was 3. So Kalani, how far did you get? And
I think I got to like chapter 4 or 5.
Yeah, so that means you probably got into the weirder twists that happen.
I got to the beginning of one of them, yeah, where they put him in a truck,
Yeah.
or where the guy says, "Come with me," you know. That's it.
Oh, wait, you didn't even... Oh, okay. So, let's talk about it. What are your thoughts?
So okay, I was reading chapters. So like I was reading it online. You might have been thinking of volumes. I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah. I was thinking
because-
chapters, because, like, 3 chapters, it's not too big a deal. Okay, you can work with it. But yes.
Yeah. I got like 4 chapters. Did I get in not that far? Or
No,
did I
you
get
got in far enough to kind of get the idea. It just it does take a weird turn when Bonnie and Clyde show up.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, no, I saw like the beginning of that.
Yeah. Let me...
But yeah. But what was I gonna say? Yeah. So, my thoughts. So, first of all, we can let's what's it called? Summarize the story here real quick. So Me and the Devil Blues is a story that is based lightly on the story of Robert Johnson, I believe his name
Yeah,
is.
they could just call him RJ to avoid copyright in this.
Yeah, so they call him RJ, and RJ is a classical, like a blues musician from the 1930s. So if anybody's gone to see, what's it called? Sinners lately, which is a great movie by the way, definitely watch that in theaters. This is kind of like that, but in manga form, sorta almost. But yeah, so it's about the crossroads. If anybody has heard anything about the 27 Club or anything like that, this is tangentially related to that.
Yeah.
So it's a guy who sells his soul to the devil to play the guitar better. And this is a legend that has been passed through the ages, where if you stand at like a crossroads, I believe it was by like the railroads as well. I'm not entirely sure about that part, but yeah. Then you play a song, the devil will come by, tune your guitar, play a little bit with it, and then pass it to you, and then all of a sudden you'll be able to play just like him. You know?
Yeah, at the
But you're
cost of
selling
your soul,
to
yeah.
him, at the cost of your soul. And so at some point, RJ does give his soul up at the very beginning, at some point in the beginning of the manga, and this manga chronicles his rise and fall, I suppose. Or can you even call it a rise? I don't know. Because on paper he is successful, but you can tell that he loses a lot by making this contract.
Yeah.
And so it is very interesting to kind of see what he goes through. I fell. But yeah, you kind of have to find out about what goes on. Wait, so the devil can canonically shred? Yes, the devil can canonically shred. It's true.
Yeah.
So there, if I don't know if you guys know anything about the 27 Club, but a lot of like musicians, so like Amy Winehouse, I believe, is one of them. Jimi Hendrix is considered one of them. A lot of people that have given their souls up supposedly to play music like nobody else and be remembered as legends. However, they died early, and usually the age that they die at just so happens to be 27. Kurt Cobain is another one.
Yep. Just like the majority of people who, for some reason, allegedly sold their soul to the devil just died at the age of 27, and it is a very interesting premise. I do like this. I gotta say, as someone who doesn't read a lot of manga, I do gotta change it. But I do have some bookmarks for free, totally legally acquired copies of the next chapter of Bug Ego, because that's going to be up there for me. But I will say that Me and the Devil Blues is one of my favorites for like so many different reasons.
Yeah.
Specifically because it's just such a fucking enigma of a manga.
Yeah.
It is a weirdly not tone deaf representation of like Black American culture from like the 20s going into the 30s, which, okay, not impossible to see in the early 2000s, but from a manga, from like an actual Japanese artist who wrote and penned this, like, that's kind of unheard of, really.
Yeah, I mean, I will say some of the art is giving a little bit,
Yeah.
slightly racist, but I mean,
It's
comes
better
with the
than
territory in a
most.
way. It's better than most. It's not the background character from Soul Eater. That
Or One
if
Piece.
he knows what I'm talking about. Or One Piece, or most black characters in One Piece, or black coded characters in One Piece.
Or
anyway.
just any like POC character in anime in general, really.
Yeah, no. So this is like pretty good overall. Like even like I know it was I was reading an English translated version, but they managed to get a lot of like the way like people in the South would speak back in the day. Pretty spot on. So I don't know if that was just the translators doing a bang up job, or if it was the actual like the Japanese did some kind of equivalent to that.
So
Which
I'll let you know that this manga, if memory serves me correctly, was never really given a really big full release in the West.
it was not.
It was not
did have a release. But
it did, but the thing to note is that it's because this is a very, very niche topic. This is not something that a Japanese audience is ever really going to like vibe with, obviously, because it's very weird. It's a very weird manga to just suddenly pop up out of nowhere in like the early 2000s.
Yeah.
When a Japanese audience like that would never even come close to thinking that was respectable, because as we all know, Japan is very xenophobic.
Yeah, there are a lot of phobics. Yes.
Yeah, there's a lot of ists there. So the fact that this is like showing with a degree of reverence towards like what is basically just like the genesis of like a lot of like early jazz in like African American inspired music back in the 20s. Wow, you are not having a good night.
I'm not, dude. I'm getting absolutely cooked.
Yeah. Well, yeah, so for context for everybody who doesn't know, Robert Johnson was a real person. Recorded music that no one truly ever... How do I even say this? No one ever truly understands how he was as good as he was and how ahead of the time he was. Now, if you go back and listen to his music now, it doesn't sound like anything special, but like if you listen to it, it's crazy that was in the 1930s.
Yeah, because it does sound a little bit like something that you would hear like a more modern musician playing. Like you put that stuff on like a electric guitar and it immediately sounds crazy.
Yeah, no, for real.
Like he was doing a lot of like palm muting at a time where everyone is like singing like old school stuff. Like he was doing a lot of like he was doing like this like weird strumming where he was like creating a beat with the chord. He started all that. A lot of the stuff that you think like is just kind of old Gramp stuff now is really it got its start back then. And
Yeah.
that was like unheard of.
I am quite a big fan of like the Robert Johnson myth, just because like it's so, well, for lack of a better way to put it, it's just glamorous. It's such an interesting idea of someone like selling their soul and then having all this weird shit like his like girlfriend dying and shit, right?
Yeah.
because the plot progresses. I will say, yeah, it gets a little weird and it deviates away from the mythology of Robert Johnson. Because Bonnie and Clyde meet up with him in the manga, which
This isn't actually Bonnie and Clyde though, right?
it is Bonnie and Clyde, yes.
Oh wait, okay, never mind. That's fucking weird.
Yeah, it gets a little weird. It goes off the beaten path a little
Okay,
bit.
well then you can. That's the point where you can tell. Okay, this was written by a Japanese guy who just really likes Americana.
Yeah, he's just like, I want my fan fiction. My favorite character is Bonnie and
Robert
Clyde.
Johnson. And
Yeah.
Bonnie and Clyde.
Yeah, and then there's like some actual like magical body horror that happens later when he starts to try and perform for people. He suddenly develops 10 fingers on one hand.
Yeah, but I think that's more so to give the impression of his playing rather than.
No, it becomes a plot point
Oh, okay, that's weird.
where he's
All right.
afraid of performing with his 10-fingered hand in front of like white people because he thinks they're gonna lynch him for being a devil guy.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
weird.
But nah, it's a very interesting manga. Unfortunate, Prushel. You have disappointed us. You get no supreme entrance this week.
I confess I've not been to book club for that. Man, bro didn't read the cool thing. You know what? Y'all can make up for it by supporting good cinema and going to your theater and watching Sinners.
Yeah. Every time I brought up this book to Cole just to be like, hey, you read it? He's like, yeah, a little bit. I really want to go see Sinners again now. And I'm like, is it really that similar?
it is, but you know what? I'm gonna just be real with you. Sinners is better.
Yeah, no, you're right. Because this is like definitely more of a conceptual manga. It's like one of those ones that's like, this was kind of a first effort by the guy who wrote it. This was like the first thing he ever wrote. Which is crazy. He's also got no artist credits prior to this, so this is his first effort, which is kind of crazy when you see how like actually good he is at like art of any kind. Though this is
really cool.
yeah, it is gonna lead into something really funny though.
All right.
So I just wanted you to read a bit of this manga to be like, yeah, so you'd admit it's an interesting novelty. It's not amazing. It is something that it's cool. Like you look at it and go, oh, I didn't know this existed, or I didn't even know this could have existed, and I'm glad that it is. So that all being said, how would you rate the book before I go into the little lore tidbit?
How would I rate the book? I'd rate it like I'll probably read more of it at some point. I would say I would rate it a go watch Sinners out of 10. No, I'm kidding. I would rate it. Let's see. Like if you want like an actual number rating.
Whatever you feel. You could be as esoteric with it as you want. I'm not too like. I'm not gonna. How dare you? 3 out of 10. That no, I don't give it. It's fine.
I'd say I'd give it like a solid like 5. Like
Okay.
it's not like this crazy revolutionary. I will say the art is really sick at times, but then it'll ping pong right back to being just not great.
Yeah.
So like he'll do this really amazing like ink work with like so much energy and movement, and then all of a sudden it'll just switch back to like some dinky how to draw manga type shit.
Yeah.
Like it's really I don't know. It's
Yeah.
pudding at times how like inconsistent it is. But otherwise, though, I'll say I do like the manga. I think it's pretty cool. I like the story. I like the subject matter. So I'll definitely come back to it. And
Yeah, I think it is one of those ones that's like you never see good historical manga discussing like American culture. But alongside that, it's also very weird that it was a first effort. Like this is my first foray into like manga creation. Like this was the individual who made it was like, oh well, yeah, I'm just gonna do this. It's gonna be my first one, and it was received so poorly. It was
We'll probably not make another manga after this. I don't think.
oh, if
Is that what the lore tidbit?
if only. So basically, he was told no one wants this like slow burn, slow paced Americana. No one in Japan wants this. There's no way we can make money off of this. The people in Japan, we only like shonen, we like tits, we like ass, we like degeneracy. You're not putting anything that's gonna make us money. So I want you to know, this motherfucker, something snapped in his brain.
Okay.
So he then proceeded, his next manga proceeded to be one of the highest grossing ecchi series in the history of
Fucking knew it. He started gooning immediately after.
Immediately? And he made it, he rode that goon sesh to the fucking bank. Like, so this is the guy that if you know, you know, but if you don't, you don't. This is the guy that made Prison School.
No, hold on a second. You're joking.
I'm not even joking! The next manga he made was Prison School, and he became like a fucking quadrillionaire because of it. Because it was just...
Oh my god.
Right?!
That's wild, bro.
That is such a change-up.
That's crazy. Bro, what the fuck? This is like, I would not I was ready for like something like I probably wouldn't have been familiar with or at all and thought like heard the name of, but nah, Prison School, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, he made Prison School, and he made so much money off of it to prove a point that if he wanted to, he could become a famous mangaka if he just did the worst shit all the time. I mean, he was right, which is, I don't know if that says something about us or him, but it was still cool. I mean, get the bag, but goddamn.
Yeah, of course. I mean, listen, man, listen, sometimes artistic integrity means jack shit and fuck all. So, you know, who cares?
Hard agree. Sometimes you just gotta secure the bag.
Sometimes you just gotta chase it, bro. That's all you gotta do. Sigh. Looks at passion projects that I would make if I could sustain myself on them.
Yeah. I get it.
It is what it is, my friend. But oh my god.
But
yeah,
I'm a big fan.
I
think it's such
I
a
highly
fun
recommend it,
character
though.
arc.
What?
Just him being like, nah, fuck it. The one goon sesh to rule them all.
Yeah, you know what? Fuck it, I'm gooning.
Yeah. Yeah. Just such a fun little tidbit of information that, I don't know. And he never went back. He's just gooning all the time now. That's just his thing.
Listen, he got a taste of the bag, and he's like, you know what? I need more money. You know what? I've given my soul up one more time. He you know what? He learned about giving his soul to the devil from the Americans, and he was like, you know what? I might have to do it. I might have to give that a try. He went to the crossroads, and he's like, so what does a mangaka do? And he goes and he starts drawing at a crossroads. And he's taught how to make the biggest, fattest boobies in the world.
And the devil shows up. It's like, nah, it's like an inverted teardrop coming off of the top of their chest.
Oh my god, you gotta attach it to the collar.
Yeah.
I get it.
And he's like this. He's like, yeah. No, turn it around. Let's see how you draw ass.
Yeah, exactly. Turn that shit around.
Yeah, man changed the trajectory of his entire fucking life by drawing ass so perfect.
Oh my god, bro.
I
respect the decision, but damn, man. Bro said crazy, just like the Eldar.
Yeah.
Whatever that means. I don't know if that's funny. Listen, I get chat. I will iterate once again. I'm friends with Arthur, but I don't know anything about 40k. But you know what? Is there any like news in the 40k sphere that like your chat might be wanting to discuss with you, I guess?
News. There was that guy that ruined GW's plans simply by going on Facebook Marketplace. That was kind of funny.
Oh, what is that story? Hold on.
So the story goes that like, so every now and then, GW would do like a release box. They're just like, oh, here's the next edition of the game, new miniatures, new rulebook. It's a bundle, 2 armies in 1 box. Get your friend in, that kind of thing, right?
Mhm.
So a box that had not been teased or announced someone posted it on Facebook Marketplace for $400. He's like, $400 OBO, don't tell GW. Games Workshop found out. And then immediately had to announce what they were doing publicly. And it was really funny.
Beautiful.
Of all things, fucking Facebook Marketplace, that's...
But listen, everyone's gonna start scrolling Facebook Marketplace for leaks.
It works. I don't know if
mean,
that guy
listen,
made it off with a bag, but I hope he did.
Yeah, listen, we gotta respect the bag. We gotta respect
Always,
the bag,
yeah.
everybody. Listen, everybody knows we could use a little more bag. Everybody
Yeah.
could. We would.
So, now that we're here, what is your recommendation for me, young man?
Okay, so, actually, wait, I wanted to, wait, if you had to give a number rating really quick to me and the Devil Blues, what would you
Oh, if I had to give it a thing, I'd say, like, conceptually, I'd give it an 8, but, like, realistically, I'd probably give it, like, a 4.
Okay, yeah.
It's just, in terms of a novelty, really cool. Outside of that, it's alright. It's okay.
Yeah, I.
Like, it's not something it's not like I go back and, like, read it after finishing it. I'd read it and be like, huh, that was very cool. And that's it. That's as far as it goes, really.
Yeah. Alright. Oh my god, oh my god.
Death?
Fucking help!
Death!
Nope, I'm not gonna die. I'm not gonna die. Fuck, I was dead.
Yeah, that's how that
wanted
works.
gold. I saw gold and I wanted it, but I couldn't put my fucking candle down because of the rails.
There's a goldfish.
Oh man, have you heard of End Hammer? Would be sick to get a vid on it. Bro, every time I worked my abs recently, and like, bro,
Every time you
Ever
sneezed, you felt like your organs were doing a little bit of a shaky two-step.
oh yeah, 100%. That's how I felt. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, fucking kickboxing this week was...
Yeah, bro, got caked.
Literally, yes. I brought a friend of mine, Taylor, to, like, kickboxing. And he's just a little bit of a bigger fella. He's a bit of a bigger fella. And, yeah. I did not know this, but Taylor is apparently a second place silver medal winner in judo.
Oh, that's cool.
We were doing clinch practicing today because it was more of a boxing day. And every time I would always adjust my weight, I could see him twist his hips and be like, ah! And he's like, you're not supposed to do that, but also if you did that, I would go flying. That would be funny and unfortunate, but also very funny. So yeah,
Oh my god,
that was kind of interesting.
that was your week. All right. But yeah, my recommendation to you.
Okay.
All right. Let's see here. Let me think. I gotta think here because I'm not gonna lie. I've had a lot on my mind this weekend, so I've been like trying to catch up on shit. But my thing that I'm going to recommend to you is going to be go to the theater and watch Sinners.
Really? Just go watch Sinners?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take it. Americana v. Americana, I'll take it.
Americana be Americana. I'll be like, yeah, this is my. You're giving me your Americana. I'll give you my Americana. Fuck it.
Yeah, I'll see what's up. I do have to go check to see if Sinners is still playing, though.
I think it should be still, anyways.
Yeah, I'll see.
But it might not be. Who knows? Who's to say?
If so, we'll get a little backup. But yeah, no, I'll go to the theater and watch Sinners. I'm down. I haven't been to the theater in a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, listen, man. Going to the theater is a fun time. I will say.
Yeah.
So it's good. I highly recommend it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got a life crystal.
Oh, you break it with a hammer.
Oh, I broke it with a pickaxe.
Oh, that works too, I guess. I thought you can only do it with a hammer. That's crazy.
Oh, wow. Oh my god. I'm getting absolutely assaulted.
If you use the life crystal, it permanently increases your health.
Oh, cool. If I use it,
Yeah, you just
I
use
can
it and it
use
gives
by
you
breaking
another.
it?
Just use it, yeah.
Oh, okay, sure. Yeah, I'll just use it. Bam, extra life.
Yeah.
Oh my fucking god, bro! What is hitting me?
Not having the best time, I see.
Listen, I am getting absolutely violated this game. By this game, I'm getting absolutely cooked.
I am sad. Yay. Yes.
You're sad for me. You're
Yes.
like,
Nah, just in general. Wah.
oh man, sorry to hear you're sad, bro.
Ow, what's hitting me?
I don't know, bro.
Slime. Also, everybody, I am very tired today. Oh yeah, I am operating off of like 3.5 hours of sleep, by the way. So like, if I forget things or if I seem a little bit out of it, it's cause I fucking am. But,
Oh yeah, everybody's absolutely fucking feeling it.
yeah. So like, we've been dealing with this guy. He's my landlord's guy. My landlord's my uncle, which is a good feeling because he's a good guy. I like my uncle. He's a nice guy. Good old Uncle Mark. And he has this guy he works with. Luigi. Yeah, I know, that's his name. And I don't like Luigi. Every time Luigi is asked to do anything, he does it kind of wrong.
Yeah.
Today, he was supposed to show up and patch our ceiling because there's a house appraisal going on next week for this house. Uncle Mark has it up as like collateral for a thing, and he just needs to appraise the price at all, you know. Kind of like that. And Luigi was like, I gotta show up, and I'm like, I am going to be busy for most of today because it's convention day. I have plans with friends. I'm going out pretty early, but like, if you want to show up, be here about 8. I don't want to wake up at 8, but you know, if it has to be done that day, it'll have to be done that day. So I wake up at 7:45, get the rat's cage, and put it in a different room because the room that he's going to be working in is like, it's in the same room as like my rats, so I just don't want them to get hurt at all. So there's that. And then I just sit there at 8 o'clock and I wait for a knock at my door for good old Luigi to show up. Good old Luigi. And I look at my phone and it's 7:30 and I'm like, okay. I said show up between 7 and 8. Or no, 8 and 9, sorry. And I'm like, 8:30. Okay, nothing. Okay, give him some time. 8:45 rolls around. I'm like, something's up here. So I message my uncle. I'm like, hey, Mark. Where's Luigi?
Where's Luigi?
Where's the guy? Mark doesn't get back to me because I think he's also probably asleep right now. And then 9:30 rolls around, and I'm just like, hey, Mark. Where's Luigi?
By the way, Sour Balls, thanks for the membership.
Thank you, Sour Balls. Thank you. What kind of tree would you be, Arthur? Oak.
I thought you were going to say a really angry one.
An angry tree? Angry orchard?
Yeah.
Wow, you're just having it.
Bro, I put the rope down. I went on it. I thought he would, like, auto-clip.
Unfortunate. But yeah,
I was like, okay.
so 9:30 rolls around. And I'm like, hey, Mark! Where's Luigi? And my Uncle Mark immediately gets back to me. He's like, Luigi said he's not coming. I am incredibly pissed at him. And I'm like, yeah, me too. Is I'm like in my bed, like I have to leave my house in like an hour. Okay, I went to bed and I didn't get a lot of. I got like maybe a half hour's extra sleep. I was up all night because I had to get a lot of work done just so I didn't fall behind just because of the convention. Yeah. Oh, Captain Marmoo. Welcome to the Arthur Legion. Big thank you.
Oh, yeah. Welcome back to the Legion. I hope you enjoy your stay.
See, I'm tired. Mr. Bones, you had GW is going after 40k animators in stores again? Wait, stores? but they sued
mean
randomly.
animators?
They sent cease and desist to a BattleTech guy because their AI search saw Warhammer a battle mech. That's really funny. Unfortunate. Incredibly unfortunate, actually. Ow, ow.
Makes you lol a little bit,
Well, it's like,
but not even like funny haha lol.
it's just
a-
like, wow, that's dystopian. But it says it's not actually a Warhammer. It's just, it's the mech is called the Warhammer. Chat, what's your favorite battle mech from BattleTech?
Oh yeah, you've been getting into BattleTech, haven't you?
Yeah, I've been printing terrain too for it.
Hell yeah. Mr. Bones. Yeah, that's what he said. Okay, Avid Dominus next brother. Hey Bones.
Thank you for monitoring chat. I'm kind of, if I seem like I'm not paying attention to chat as much as I could be.
Yeah, no worries, no worries. I'll try and keep track of it. I don't think we've missed any donos or anything like that.
Yeah.
So we're Gucci my Ducci. I'll try and keep up with the chat a little more. But yeah, so I've been oh yeah, this week I've been working on more video editing.
Yeah. Doing great, by the way. You're like, so there's this guy that, like, if you know him in the 40K sphere, he's like the editing guy. He makes all of his money by managing editors and like teaching editors how to edit.
Is that a thing, really?
Yeah, no, he does. He's actually like teaching people and managing them and so on. Yeah, I sound genuinely tired. I am. It's a long
This is
week.
gonna be a short stream, guys.
Maybe, I don't know. It'd probably just be a chill stream, goddammit. Aim better.
Yeah, true.
Aim better. Okay, it has to be dynamite then. Cool. We need a demolitionist then. What was I talking about?
Oh, we were talking about the guy who manages editors in the.
Oh yeah, Dutch. Dutch the gaming storyteller. Literally, this fucking. If you know anything about Warhammer, like at some point, the higher end of like Warhammer probably was impacted by him. He's. I think he. I don't know if he still is, but he was one of the editors for Westhammer for a little bit. And he is like. For context, Westhammer is, I think, the second largest 40K YouTuber at like 700,000 subs or something like that. It's got a big career at dudes, and he just teaches people. And I showed him your editing, so I was like, "Look at this! He's teaching my other editor. They're working together now. Apes together strong." And he looked at the edit you did for like Psycho Pomp Gold, and he's just like, "Oh, that's really good, actually." I'm like,
did he say it exactly like that?
I think in no uncertain terms, he basically said it like that. Yeah. Well, it was in message. I'll read it off. You deserve your laurels wherever you get them.
Oh, hey, shucks.
Yeah. I was like, look. At that point, I was like, look at him. I was just like, he said, "God, that's good, bro. I enjoyed that so much." And I was just like, hey, what do you think of my new about this guy's editing? So you're not really new. You kind of been here for a bit. Just first major project's been kind of doing its own thing.
Yeah. I've just kind of been going at my pace because I work a big job. I work a big job, but no, I'm gonna try and speed up a lot more in like now, just because I think I found my groove with it as well, and just kind of what I'm going for, and I have all my footage now as well.
Hi.
But yeah. Yeah, yeah, no, I've been enjoying myself with working on the stuff on this project.
I said its name, didn't I?
Yeah, at some point, yeah.
It's
You did say the
cool.
name.
It's cool. I think I get the pass today.
Yeah.
One of my first
well, yeah,
suppliers of Warhammer lore. No, Dutch is a great guy. If anybody ever has anything, Dutch is like in one of those positions where like if anybody ever says anything bad about Dutch, I assume lesser of them than I do of Dutch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Dutch is, I'm guessing, the goat.
Oh yeah, no, he's
That's pretty
genuinely been nothing but helpful every time I've ever like spoken with him or talked to him.
I'm glad a goat said I'm cool.
Yeah. Look out, he might try and
Nice.
hire you.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool if you can pay me more than my new job. Then you know, I might just be like they were like, would you ever leave us for a better job? And I was like, no.
Wow. Yeah, the answer's what? No.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said. I was like, no,
Absolutely.
I would never do that to you guys. You guys.
Yeah, if you fucking... It reminds me of like the one time I almost faltered on that question. So when I was working at Wendy's, he's just like, Connor, you don't give me the impression that you want to work here. And I was like...
I've always wanted to work at a Wendy's, bro.
Dude, I was about to just start fucking tweaking. Like, I was like, is this my...
You were about to fucking give in to the fucking... You were about to give in to the bait.
I was just like, nah, I'm sorry, the voices are winning today. I was so close. He's just like, you cannot be saying that genuinely. Be fucking for real right now. You look like you don't look like you work here. I am a cash register worker at a Wendy's. A Wendy's that the second I left, for some reason, 3 of the managers got indicted on crimes involving touching children. Why did I tie to a crawdad?
Real? Is that real?
Yes, actually it was.
The fuck?
Yeah, I know. When I left, I was just like, so how's Wendy's? And they're like, I had a friend there, and he's like, you might want to see this. I'm like, you remember?
Don't say the name, Connor. Don't say the name.
But he's a...
Yeah, but do you really want to tell everybody your job history?
Yeah, fair, but I really want to make fun of this acapella Peter fella. Fuck this guy. Whatever.
No, but listen, it's more about you than it's about him. Listen, you can make fun of him. You can call him the acapella Peter fella like you did just now. That's all you need.
Yeah.
Listen, this is Connor, listen, I'm your PR guy right now.
Yeah, you do tend to... I've noticed that, like, you're pretty good at reining me in and noticing, because, like, you'll just be like, haha, dial it back.
Don't do that. Don't do that right now.
Meanwhile, I'm, like, fucking the boss from Smiling Friends, just like, That was internally what I was doing when fucking my boss came up to me and was like, Connor, you look like you don't want to work here. And I'm like, by the way, I was 2 years deep at that point. I was like, dude, you cannot say this to me right now. This will be my 13th reason.
This will be my reason I give you the 2 weeks.
It was bad.
Dude. Okay, so I used to work at A&W, and bro,
nice or terrible? Because I've heard that it's mixed. I heard that they're a little bit too strict in some places.
Also, I think that's a new Reader sent a sent a gift sub.
Oh, I just noticed. Sorry, Reader. Thank you so much, dude. Gifting the sub.
Yeah. But no, what was I gonna say, dude? The fucking. So when I worked at A&W, I had first I had one of the best bosses I've ever had because he just didn't give a shit. But like in the way where it's like, yeah, it's a burger place. Who cares?
Yeah.
You know. And like he hired like some of the coolest people ever. Some of which I'm still friends with to this day. You know.
Yeah.
This happened like pre-COVID. Like this is like 2019.
Yeah. That's when I was working at Wendy's, weirdly enough.
Yeah. All right. So we're roughly the same time, doing our due diligence as citizens of a North American country working in burger. We did our time in the mines. Now we're doing our time in the mines.
Yeah.
But
I mean, at least what we're doing now is a little bit more interesting to talk about.
It's true.
Yeah.
But what I was gonna say is I went and like this boss, he was super cool, right? But then I had to switch locations because the location I was working at, it was right next to the music hall of my town, and they shut down and they weren't coming back anytime soon. And so I went and sat and did nothing for several months, and then my mom was like, you need to call your job back and make sure they hire you again. You're sitting around and doing nothing. And I'm like, but so is everyone else in the world. And she's like, no, you need to work. I think she got tired of seeing me on my computer because in her mind, me being on computer equals not working.
Been there.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heretic is
it's like,
awesome at making empathize with Lorgar. I actually felt bad for him. ADB is an amazing author. Yeah, ADB is my favorite. Yay. But continue.
But yes, so I had to go and work for a new location. But unfortunately, this location was run by this lady whose name rhymes with, we'll call her Vicky, okay? We'll call her Vicky, all right?
So her name is Victoria. Gotcha.
No, it rhymes with Vicky. But anyways, she was the absolute worst boss I've ever had for anything. You know when you have someone who like brings
I
all their
get it.
personal laundry to the workplace?
Yeah.
And yeah,
Nah.
that's Vicky over here. And Vicky, like literally, she was so bad she actually made me cry. Like there were times where I had to like go to the fridge and cry for a bit because of how awful she was to me.
I've actually
Like-
been there. I will say,
Yeah.
I have nightmares about Wendy's. It was bad. I kind of stuck
Yeah.
to myself, but the boss had it out for me because if I wasn't doing YouTube, I probably would be homeless right now. I'm one of those guys that like it's hard for me to keep a job, just because like I don't know. It's always just been like one of those things where like I'll never stick with it for long enough. I think you seem to be like a similar guy, where it's like Rolling Stone gathers no moss type of deal.
You know, yeah, after what you said, the first, if you had said everything without the I would probably be homeless part, I'd agree with you, but I'm self-respect, I'm not going to. But yes, I do tend to move on from things a little faster than others.
Yeah.
But mostly it's because I found something else that works better for me.
Yeah, I try
Um,
to.
I-
Yeah, that's usually what I do. Onwards and upwards.
Exactly. So that's what I do.
I think I've only ever
Um,
been fired from one job though.
Same here. It was the train conducting job.
Hey, you were
But
fired
yes.
from that? I thought you just stopped.
No, I was fired from that because I was under the impression I had 10 government sick days that I was allowed to
Oh, okay, I remember now. Yeah.
and so I did, but because the boss is this major hard ass, he was like, yeah, but you're still under your probation period and I can fire you for like any reason I want, and I don't like that you're not you're not staying on call all the time and just calling off whenever it's not convenient for you. So guess what? You're fired. And I was like, oh damn, wow. That's just the thing. And I tried to
Yeah.
call him back and be like, hey, can I just like not call in sick? He didn't even like give me like a proper chance or like a letter. Literally, his definition of asking, like having a conversation with me, was before he even had me in his office. He looked at me and I was under the impression I was going to talk to somebody else before him, and he was like, oh, why do you call in sick all the time? And I was like, because I've been sick.
Yeah.
And then he was like he's like, okay. And then he
Gotcha.
walked away. And then he called me into his office before the guy I was actually supposed to talk to me.
Mm.
And then he was like, yeah, here's your letter. You're done. If my own son did, I'd probably fire him too.
Why would you say that? That's weird. That's weird for you.
Yeah,
That doesn't say.
I know, right?
That doesn't sound the way you think it does. That's
Like he did not talk to me like an employer. He talked to me like he was disciplining me.
we got 5 bones from Reader. Hey Bones, guess what? Chicken butt.
Wait, we got 5 bones? Where?
Yeah, $5 from Reader.
Oh wait, is it in live chat? That's so weird.
It's in top. I'm on Top Chat.
Yeah, I was in top chat as well, but I can't see it. Oh man, maybe it's just because my YouTube isn't updating right now.
Fair. You might just be delayed a little bit. It's fine. It happens. So guess
No,
what?
I tried to switch to live chat and it was fucking up. Yeah.
Mr. Young Thug. I like that. It's a good name.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will say worst job I ever had.
Yeah.
Call center.
You know what? I would take the call center job over the A&W job. I think that was the worst.
You would take call center work over A&W?
I would take the call center work over A&W because listen, the call center never made me cry. It just made me be like, damn, people are shallow.
I don't know, man.
Like, okay, listen, the call center, there was this guy.
What specific branch of call center work were you? Were you outbound or inbound?
I was inbound call center, and we were receiving what's it called? A roadside assistance. That's what I did.
Oh, so like OnStar or some shit.
Yeah, that sort of thing. And it was pretty cool, but I was not a fan of some of the people that I worked with just because a lot of them were really shallow people. Like, for example, at the end, the reason I stopped working there was because the person who, because they lost the contract with the company that I was with. Like that I was a subsidiary, like, you know, the entire reason I could work there.
Yeah, of course.
Was because they had this contract, but they didn't have this contract anymore, and so now I had to, you know, go and find a new job. But I was starting college later, so I had absolutely no issue with that. I was totally fine with it.
Of course.
Oh, yeah, sure, whatever, you know, it's fine. I don't care. But this place, like, they were laying people off, and they were trying to move people where they could to other departments. And there was this one guy who, man, his name was Saeed. I don't care anymore about this guy because this guy genuinely sucks. But there was this single mom who was working there, and Saeed just laughs at her because she got let go, and he could tell she was like crying. And I was like, damn.
Whoa.
Sucks. Yeah.
That's kind of horrible, actually.
Yeah, no, this isn't even like funny. This is just like, damn, wow, you should actually probably die, I think.
It reminds me of, like, every time I see someone's like, yeah, people aren't that terrible. It reminds me of that dude in that, like, I think it was even just a TikTok, someone doing street interviews, and they walk up to him, he's this kind of bigger guy. And he's just like, so what do you do for a living? He's like, I work at a slaughterhouse. And he's just, I really like killing animals. Like, just that. And you're like, oh,
that's interesting.
I feel like if you weren't killing animals, you'd still be killing something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like, that's not
Like,
good.
No, I'm glad you can follow your passions, question mark?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I worked with people like that.
Yeah, some really unstable motherfuckers.
Yeah, nah, I worked with two companies. One sells Christmas trees. That one was... that was a great job until it wasn't. Because it's over the phone selling Christmas trees to people who call in. And I don't know if you know this, but they hire us on in fucking, like, October to train us. So, like, when we go on the phones, no one's buying Christmas trees yet. So it's just super, super relaxed and chill, so you don't really gotta do anything for pretty much 2 months straight. There's, like, they'll have you on the phones to get, like, limited calls, so you're not nervous when things get swamped. But as they train you, it gets more and more difficult. But, like, once you get on at the end of October, you're getting, like, maybe one call every 8 hours. So I would marathon anime. It was great.
Nice. Hell yeah.
Yeah. So here's one of the mechanics of the game. We get friends.
Ooh.
Yeah, there's NPCs you can get. It's random, but, you know, could be cool.
Nice.
Yeah. Just gotta make sure that there's doors and enough light. But yeah, so that one was bad because, like, the angriest people can be is during the holidays and when they're moving. So obviously, the second job that I have was a
when they're stranded on the road.
Yeah, there's that too, but I think they're more like they're looking for you for help. So as long as you help, it's fine. Did you help? Are you a calm and reasonable person?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I did help. You know, sometimes it would be like, yeah, your fucking, your credit, or not credit, your fucking information isn't going through.
We'll send out help. if you can
Yeah,
pay.
if you can pay.
Yeah.
Which, you know, it's like I really, you know, you just kind of learn to stop. Oh, the guide was slain. Is that bad?
Nah, he comes back. If we
Okay.
kill the guide with a special doll, it summons one of the end game bosses. Actually,
Oh, that's pretty cool.
you can only get the item when you're in hell, though. We haven't even gotten close to that yet.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right.
Nah, man, fucking the call center was not the best work, but like it wasn't. It was
It
just
wasn't the
bad
worst,
that
no.
like if it's you can't call in. You feel worse about calling in sick for them because like I work from home, and that was the only part that made it like reasonable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it was a work from home position, so I would just get up, get on my computer, and do that shit, right? So
Hmm.
yeah, but
Yeah. So you were like, I don't know why.
yeah,
I
it's
don't
like
know why.
I'm a little stuffed up. I don't know if I could come into work today. Oh, well, you're already there, so
Yeah, just fucking do it, bro.
just talk into the microphone. I'm like, but I don't want to, what, get anybody else sick at your house?
Yeah, exactly. Just
Please.
fucking talk. Nobody cares how gross you sound. Some people sound like that by default. Shut up.
Yeah, but sometimes I just don't want to because it's a terrible fucking job. Oh, we got a
Yeah.
guy.
We got a guy. Oh, look at that.
Yeah, merchant came in.
Hey, we can do the buy shit, right?
Yeah, Calvin the merchant. Shop. What you got? What you got? You got dynamite? No. Got a bug net. You got a piggy bank. Potions.
Got a hook. He's got the Sly Cooper hook.
You got the mining helmet, which is a really useful thing to have. Just makes you shine all the time.
Yeah. Okay. I'll take that.
Yeah.
How much do I need? Three gold, 56 silver. How much gold do I have?
I'm saving up because I wanna. I need to get a demolitionist because they have dynamite, and dynamite allows you to kind of get past a few terrible things.
Okay. I have sand blocks. I have hardened sand block. Got a gold bar. Can I turn that into gold coin?
No, you just get gold by killing mobs.
Oh, okay. So you get money by beating people up.
You can also sell stuff to the merchant.
Ooh, okay. I'll do that.
Chat, I gotta ask, what's the worst jobs you guys have ever had? Curious.
sure.
And any funny stories? Because, like, I have a pretty fun and eclectic history with jobs that range from, this is fucking atrocious, to, I was a paleontologist. That was kind of cool.
No value. I can sell the door for 90 copper.
What's this?
Oh, apricot. Ew, 22 silver. Nice. I don't need the apricot.
Yeah. Also, I see someone asking in the chat. I'll cover the twin primary theory at some point. It's people keep asking for it. It's not really that interesting of an idea because it's already been talked to death by other people. In like other words, because like the primaric redundancy theory is the other one, and that's kind of just basically what it is. It's not that big of a deal, but yeah, I mentioned it above already, Mr. Bones. Sorry if I didn't see it. I'm not operating with a full deck tonight, Asawi.
He is absolutely fucking cooked, chat. He's not the brightest and boldest. Wait, so you just place things into his inventory if you want to sell it to him, right? That's what you gotta do? Okay. Why does it feel like I didn't get any more money?
It should be in your inventory than in your stack.
Then in my stack? What the fuck? What am I looking at?
Eh.
It says I have 9 silver coin, but I don't see like a stack of it anywhere else in my inventory. So I think he might have scammed me. I think I'm gonna have to kill him.
Please don't. He's our buddy.
My money. Fuck you.
Okay, now I just need to make some more. We're making an apartment, a low rent apartment for these people.
Let's go. We're gonna make a high rise. We're gonna solve the Canadian housing crisis.
Yeah, that's a fun thing that no one likes to talk about outside of Canada, because, I mean, how bad could it be? I don't know.
Oh, wait.
Do you ever want to buy a studio apartment for $2 million? That's kind of how bad it is, actually.
Yep, pretty much. Oh yeah, the commander said when I was in active duty in the military, my first boss was so bad that I immediately went to the bar on Friday night to get drunk. When he left, I stopped drinking. He was making me into an alcoholic. That's pretty bad. I will say that's pretty bad.
God damn.
Oh. Let's see who says. Oh yeah. Someone said I worked at Subway for a few months before I was forced to quit due to my horrendous grades.
What?
Captain Marmon says,
Your math is terrible, therefore.
My math is terrible, therefore the job is awful. Was it making your math worse?
Like, was it like a job work program or like like an actual job? Because I had one of those. Like, when I was working in the cemetery, that was my first job, and I could only go there because I had like decent grades in high school going into college.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. Cool. Herb bag, right click to open. Cool. Speor.
I don't know what the tech of this is, but oh, we got a nurse now too. That's not that great.
That's not that great. Oh,
She just heals you, which is good for higher health levels, but we're not high enough where it matters. Let us continue this high rise.
Yeah, assembly line worker, absolutely soul sucking. People would ask if I was okay, then I'd tell them which station I was at that day, and they'd nod and understand. Yeah.
Reminds me of like I have a pretty dark sense of humor, and I'd make very creative jokes about how to kill myself, and then
okay. Come on.
Come on, you can't. You know, I know it's cringe, but this was like 2017. I get the pass for the time.
Sure. That's
yeah. Sure.
I'm more so talking about how we're live, but sure. Take that as you will.
Yeah, well, fair enough. But like, yeah, I kept doing it to the point where I did it to the wrong person, and then he just was like, "Hey, bud, are you okay?" And he was very genuine, and I'm like, "Oh, yeah."
No, I'm just like this for the lols. I don't actually.
Yeah, no, I don't. My suicidal ideation is quite passive, actually.
Yeah. Listen, I promise you, I'm not a sad boy. I promise you, I'm not a sad boy. Oh my god. Oh yeah, I put my gold sword in the chest because I have a monster hand that I'm beating the hell out of people with. So.
Yeah, monster hands are pretty fun.
Yeah, they're pretty great. So I got one of those guys, so I don't really need my dinky, big, fat golden sword, so, you know, I guess you can have it. I love how you just went completely silent.
What?
What's up? You good?
Nah.
Why?
I'm so fucking cooked right now. I'm so fucking tired.
You're so cooked.
I feel bad. Using the big boy words, I guess. I don't know. Like I don't feel so good, Mr. Stark.
Why is it not letting me pick up the amethyst? Oh, it's because my inventory's full. Fuck the dirt blocks. I don't need those.
Yeah.
Need it.
But yeah, nah. I'm good. I'm gonna go quiet a lot because I'm just like
All right, Chad. It's the Kalani show. So, tell me about. You know what? Ask me to explain something from Warhammer, even though I don't know what it is, and I'll just make shit up.
That'd be really funny. Or terrible. I don't know. I honestly, with Warhammer, it's such a glup shito thing. Like, every single character in Warhammer can best be described as, oh yeah, he's the guy that did the thing at the place. And every time, it's like, yeah. It's so interesting, because, like, outside of, like, YouTube, I don't really talk about Warhammer lore. I play the game, yeah, but that's it. I don't really like lore dump to friends about anything.
Yeah, you don't.
Yeah, it's not. I don't
Which
think.
low-key, I appreciate it. I
Yeah, because it's
appreciate it.
just I don't know. It's interesting. I just don't think it. I think it. Warhammer and like that kind of shit is like a community thing for me. It's like I enjoy playing Warhammer because it allows me to hang out with my friends and a fun thing to
Yeah,
But-
it's a fun thing to do. It's a fun thing to have.
yeah. I'm one of those guys that's like super process driven. So like, how'd I put this?
You need something to do with your friends.
yeah.
Otherwise, there's no reason to hang out. Yeah, you mentioned this to me. Before.
Yeah, it's like I feel
Where it's
weird
like,
hanging out.
I'm
with
gonna be
people.
real. I feel like the reason I don't know a lot of the like your life lore is just because we only hang out when we're doing something together.
That's so
So-
fair.
so-
I should,
so-
you know what? Fuck it. I should just come visit you and we should go. I don't know.
Yeah, dude, genuinely, I'd be so down if you
Yeah.
want to like to hang out around Montreal. I'd be so down to show you.
I'm considering going on like a Fredericton, like New Brunswick trip soon-ish. So I might turn that into a Fredericton and then going to a place where I don't speak French and then cry when you're not around because the French McDonald employee didn't do anything.
Oh, listen, just stick around downtown or West Island, and you'll be fine.
Well, I'm going to be sticking around wherever the fuck you are.
Yeah. Well, no, the thing is, where I live is like the French area,
God damn it!
so you're gonna want to be like further down the metro line, where the English people are. Okay. Question: how powerful is a hot shot laser gun or hell gun compared to a normal laser gun? So a hot shot laser gun
I'm
is
so happy.
quite much more powerful than a regular laser gun.
Okay.
It is. Listen. Well, actually, no. It's not that much more powerful. It's only there to make you look cool. Okay. That's why they call it the hot shot. You know, it's flashier, bigger beam, and like you know it has been known to be used by some very powerful space marines, but
I was waiting
It
for
is-
it. I was waiting for it.
he was waiting for me to drop the space marines to pretend I know what I'm talking
I
about.
was waiting for it. I was waiting for it. I saw it. I could
yeah.
feel it. I could smell it.
Yeah, you can smell
It
it in
was
the
real.
water. You're like,
It was real.
yeah, you were waiting for me to cop out. But listen, it won't do anything to you know, a proper mob, let's say in the game. You know, you encounter a Skaven. Stop! No!
We got a
Um,
demolitionist.
Nice. Then listen, that's not doing anything to him. He's just taking it out of your hands. He says,
This is just pretty light.
and then he kills you.
You're a fucking treasure. you're that shit that Bruno Mars sings about.
Oh, there you go. That's the difference. In case you were wondering.
Just in case, you know, yeah.
So, also, someone said, explain to me the intricacies of the Emperor's personal harem. So actually, it's pretty intricate because he's got everyone in his harem. He actually has them for different reasons. Some because he thinks they're hot. Some because he thinks they got good genetics. You know, he's just built like that.
Children
And
with
then
good
others-
cheekbones.
Others, he made a deal, you know. He's kind of like from that generation where people were, you know, making arranged marriages. So they were like, "You will marry my daughter and make a strong family," and he's like, "Yeah, sure." And so, and you know, other times he's like, "I am going to marry your daughter and make strong family," and then you know, occasionally he does it for political purposes. Occasionally he does it for real, and then you know, other times. It's just like kind of like sometimes he goes to a cafe and he finds someone who's like really nice, and then you know like he's all hooded up and mysterious and they don't know who he actually is. They don't know he's like this big powerful guy, but like you know, see like he's got like some meat to him. You know, he's a nice guy. And
Really
and
funny. This is so.
And so yeah,
funny.
no. And then it's kind of like in the 100 Girlfriends Who Really, Really, Really Love You. You took. Okay, for a second there, I thought you removed my roof.
You peeked the microphone for a second. I was like, oh fuck, he mad, man.
Yeah, I thought you like made the house ugly by making it a square, but no, you just made a new ugly house.
Yeah, no, of course. I just did that because that's the high rise. That's
that's the high
for
rise of
the
the house.
others, not us.
Yeah, of course. No, we live in the beautiful, like with the chandeliers. They get candles.
With the
like
demolitious, I'm gonna summon some fallen meteor. I'm gonna summon meteors to strike the ground. I'm sorry.
the commander said, "Bro's so cooked."
On both ends, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I'm big
I'm still waiting on
sleepy.
GW to drop the Skaven into 40k so I can then see how they'll interact with the Tyranids specifically. So, what? Never mind. I'm not gonna ask you this question on stream. I'm gonna go watch your YouTube video later. I'll be a good friend and support you. And watch
No,
it.
you don't have to. It's fine. I'm always like, someone's like, go watch. I'll just go watch your videos and learn. I'm like, you could just ask me. I think it's fine. You don't need to. I appreciate
fair,
the
that's
support, but like, I don't want to. I've known so many guys in like the 40k game and like the YouTube that are just like, no, you got everybody watch my videos. It's like every time they're in the chat, they'll like be like, oh yeah, I talked about that in one of my videos. Here, watch this, and then they'll send a link. I'm like, I hate that. Like, genuinely, I think that like if you're gonna just like have a friend who does 40k lore, you should just fucking talk about it because it's fun.
Yeah, of course. Okay, can I guess what a Tyranid is? Is a Tyranid like a big Tyrannosaurus Rex?
No.
Okay. So
Just full send. That's
they're
that.
not lizards at all.
No. So
And
they're
they
called
don't-
Tyranids from because the person who discovered them. So they didn't name themselves. They actually don't have the capacity to do that. They were named after the planet that the person who discovered them found them on. Called Tyran. So technically, people for a while will call them the Tyranids, but it's actually just Tyranids because it sounds cooler.
Yeah. What would Arthur's Skaven name be?
I can't think of anything that isn't just a string of expletives and slurs. I don't know why.
Is that what their names are?
They're just like a bunch of sounds. It's just like, Tretch Craventail, Ricky Gribblefuck, I don't know.
Okay, your name's gonna be.
It sounded like you're trying to stifle a cough.
Yeah, nah. Or it could be like some spoken backwards name like you stopped to slip.
I think I just summoned a boss.
You did? Oh, whoops.
Is
Where
there a
are
health
you?
bar on the screen for you?
My health bar is always on the screen.
On the bottom? Okay, then no. So apparently I
No,
evoked a deer clops. I did not know that was a thing. I'm just gonna
Okay.
go away now. I hear that.
I'm looking at your stream. I'm like, what is this going? What is going on? Where are you?
I'm walking to
Oh.
the right.
Are you walking back home, or are you in the caves? Oh, you're above ground.
Yeah.
Okay. I think it's time to attack.
Oh, I don't
I'm
got
going
this.
To the left.
Um,
Harper's dogs were. Oh, you had dogs?
dogs were popped by Ice Spike. I did not have the moxie for this, unfortunately.
Can I zoom out to see where you
So-
are?
You ever play like Kalani, you got another question in chat.
Oh wait, hold on. Do you think the car skin or Cadian car skin are any good or not really? See, Cadian sounds like Canadian, so I think they're pretty epic. I think they're probably better. So let's see. Car skin also sounds like.
I mean, it sounds cool, I guess. I don't know.
Is it the car skin also? No, did you hear what I was going to say?
No, I didn't actually.
Car skin sounds like far skin.
Hell yeah. A +4 skin wizard? Hell yeah.
For skin.
I'm just
Yeah.
trying to find
Alright.
a demonic altar, that's it.
Why did the schism of Mars happen? So basically, the schism of Mars happened actually, because there were a couple of scientists
Okay.
that were deciding
You can do this.
what that were trying to.
You can, come on.
Yeah, you're like you can improv something.
Come on, you can do it. You can, yes and. Just yes and it. It's fine.
Yes, yeah. No, I'm sorry. I'm choking on fucking granola pieces. I was trying to make sure I didn't die.
Yeah.
But basically, that shit happened because some scientists were trying to figure out what the true nature of Mars was. Was it actually like how far was it? How close was it? And also they were trying to find out if there was life on Mars. So eventually they go there.
It's like
and
you
they
ever
realize
like
there's actually an ancient human civilization that was on Mars and that actually made like significant progress, but they had like evolved so like far away from what humanity was on Earth.
it's like
I'm just fucking going for it, bro.
no, like it's so weird. You ever watch those like fucking adult sensory videos that are just like it's like 2 jugs of water, not jugs, but like 2 bottles of water that are filled with like marbles or some shit that are on strings that are like crossing each other's paths every now and then and almost hitting, and you gotta wait till they hit each other and smash.
Yeah.
Every time you opened your mouth, it was kind of like that, where I was like, wait, holy fuck, he's actually cooking. He's kind of close. He's getting there. And he's just like, wait.
I'd immediately.
And then you did, and then it missed. Like you're like, wait, he's
Really?
yeah. It's just like you'd never hit, but you were close. And I was like,
wait. So what parts of it was I close with?
like ancient civilizations on Mars, scientists discovering something on Mars they shouldn't have. It's like, wait a second, it's a little close. You're getting there. I mean, to be fair,
Wait,
you know.
really? Oh my god, that's crazy.
Yeah, the real reason for the
kinda like-
schism of Mars was basically like the Emperor of Mankind sealed away a bunch of like dark and evil tech that was made without like, you know, like Mengele shit, like no borders. We are going to just mix meat with like metal and then go from there, right? So just a bunch of shit like that corrupts people. That's like really useful but really immoral to use. So he locked it all away. The schism happened when people were like, well, we didn't. The scientists, the tech cults that worked on Mars were like, well, we like that, and we didn't know that was here. We didn't even know there was a society that had that shit here. So they basically, the people who aligned themselves with the Emperor, and then the people who aligned themselves with like chaos, which is the name of the type of science that it was like, nah, we're against each other now. It's kind of so you were off, but every now and then you'd say something like, wait, what? That's actually
No. That's crazy, actually. That's funny. What the fuck? How'd I do that?
I don't know. You picked up something at some point from hanging around with me.
No, I don't think I did. I think that was literally...
I don't listen to you.
You never talk to me about this game, and I don't watch your videos or anybody else's videos for that matter. Like, if
Fair.
we talk, it's usually about anime, manga, or like some kind of like like just life, you know?
Yeah, we just
Or
talk
like-
about people shit, really.
Yeah, we're honestly, our conversations are very like mostly normie. I don't know. That's how I would describe it.
You know,
most part.
normie with like we both grew up with similar backgrounds, yeah.
Yeah.
Similar interests,
yeah.
new grounds, that kind of bullshit.
Oh yeah, that's true. Newgrounds is definitely one of the big topics that we discuss. That is the big ticket issue.
Oh.
But yeah, no, I'd say that's more or less where you and I relate.
Yeah. Hell, even when we were both, like, even when I was in voice acting and you were kind of voice acting adjacent, I don't even think we talked about voice acting ever.
No, I don't think we did. I did a lot of like, I do some voice acting stuff now.
Evidently,
actually, more
yeah.
now than back then. Um, but yeah, and like occasionally I would be like, hey, you want to voice in this thing, and you'd be like, yeah. You know.
What? I'll be honest. You said one of the meanest things I've ever heard in a voice acting session ever, and it was also, but it was so funny that I just didn't mind.
What was it? What did I
It
say?
was when you were doing that fucking game with
Yeah.
yeah, and I was like, they're just like, hey, you want to try out for this character? I was like, yeah. I sent in the lines, and your exact words were, it sounds like you have never said any of those words in your entire life. That was so fucking mean, but that was so fucking funny. That was horrible.
I'm a very honest man.
No, I
okay,
appreciate
to a
it.
fault.
Yeah.
To a fault, but yeah, no, it's like I was like, I don't remember what the lines were, but I was like, it sounds like this guy does not know what words I am telling him to say, like, or like, you know what it sounded like? It sounded like, you know when you like read a word and you just like take it as it is on the page, but you never ever think about it like after that.
Yeah.
You know? And you don't bring it up in conversation. You don't you don't plan to.
No, I get
and
it.
You just yeah, exactly. It's like that's what that was.
Yeah,
And so I was like,
it's because everybody thought that I was a theater kid.
yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah, no. I mean, that's
Yeah.
fair, dude. Fair.
No, I'm good. I'm happier than I am now. I'm never going back to voice acting. I fucking hate it.
That's fair.
I've only ever had pretty rough experiences with it.
So what made you go into it in the first place if you felt that way about it?
Directionlessness of youth. I was just like, as a kid, you never know what you want to do in your life, and you'll take any piece of advice you can take from friends, right? So like, there was a D&D podcast that I was on when I was younger. I think I was like 21, maybe like even younger than that. This is just when the name Arthur Bones was created, and I got invited on because like I'm a character. I have like a decent personality for like live performances and shit. That's kind of my thing, just the liveness of it. But I was on, and I was in there with like a bunch of voice actors. Fun fact: these are some like pretty recognizable voice actors. It's one of them was Edward Bosco, voice actor for the Marauder and Doom Eternal. The original voice actor for Alistair from Hazbin Hotel, like in the pilot. Just like this was.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, nice, really nice guy. Another one was Mark Allen Jr. Mark, one of my closer friends right now. He's still doing like dub work, and he's the guy that I mentioned earlier. He's in Dr. Stone. He plays one of the main fellers in that.
Does he play Senku?
No, he plays Ukio, the bow boy.
Oh, the big.
Yeah. He's a cool guy. All of them were really nice, and I ended up going on there, and I was like, I felt like I was in lockstep with them during the roleplay segments. I was like, yeah, we were kind of hitting it off. And then I was like, I just asked Mark behind the scenes. I was like, hey, do you think I could be a voice actor? 'Cause it's always been something I was interested in. Because as a kid, you're like, come on, it'd be kind of cool. I like anime. I want to be an anime. Come on, let me be anime. That's me. But yeah, and he said you totally could. And so I tried. It was pretty good. For a little bit, the idea was super interesting. I thought my anxieties would just disappear at some point without me addressing them in the slightest. But it just turns out, nah. I just didn't have that kind of gene in me for, like, characters that I don't create or characters that I don't resonate with. It's kind of weird that way. Because, like, in D&D, I pop off. Like, I can, like, with not a single ounce of humility, can state that, like, nah, I can do a pretty fun PC, like a player character, or like an NPC as well that like people can resonate with on an emotional level, and it's all in like the performance that I give and shit. But something about voice acting and like acting in general, there's just this certain level of lacking genuineness with it, that I think it just keeps me from like getting involved. It keeps me from being interested. It keeps me from feeling like I can involve myself in some degree. So I always felt anxiety, like I was being judged when I'm doing it, because I was doing it for someone else. And it took many years for me to figure that out. A lot of bad experiences, a lot of bad projects and shit. I don't regret it at all. I met a lot of cool people. Hi, you.
Who, me?
Why? Yeah.
What, who, me? That's big ol' eyelashes at you.
Asterisk.
Asterisk, like, edits your videos cutely.
Yeah.
With a big old smile on my face.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I'm happy. Yeah. Listen, most of the projects that the project that you incidentally met me through, it wasn't one that I did because I thought it would turn out well. I just kind of did a lot of things.
So,
I was like, oh, let's see if
remember, I did not meet you.
I know you didn't meet me. I know you met me through people. Okay, you met me.
It was all just
Oh,
coincidence.
wait, yeah. Oh no, wait. It was just coincidence. You're right. Oh my
It
god.
was
yeah, you met me
literally
because we were
just
trolling.
coincidence that the person
You
that
met me because we were trolling.
Yeah, we were just trolling people. We were fucking with people that we were fucking with, like 14-year-old voice actor wannabes who wanted to be like, I'm a be a host, I'm a be Hesper Hotel.
Not even. It was more like 20-year-old or 19-year-olds who were like being like, yeah, I'm gonna make my new indie cartoon. I need everybody to audition for it. You know.
Work
And
for
they were
free.
just not good.
Yeah,
Work for free.
Yeah, and we just accidentally like. So, fun fact: I met Kalani just by pure happenstance of me fucking around in like a VC one day with another friend, and evidently Kalani in the past had worked with a person that I ended up dating relatively close to that, which is really weird. So he every now and then thinks that we ended up working on a project together that he met my ex on, which is so funny.
Yeah.
Because I didn't. I know what you're
weird.
talking about, because, like, when I mentioned that, I was like, oh, hey, this guy's pretty cool. He seems like a fun voice actor. And they're like, oh, yeah, we remember him. And I'm like, yeah, cool. On what? And they're like, well! And then I'm like, ah. So I got the lore dump. The lore dump was fun.
Yeah. Exactly. I don't know. It's weird. I end up meeting a lot of cool people, but I don't like. Usually, I don't stick around. Do you know what I mean?
No, I
mentioned
get
this
it.
to you guys. I mentioned this to you guys when I like met you. I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna hang out with you guys a lot, but at some point, I'm going to disappear. I just do that.
Yeah.
I do that, and I come back eventually. You
Yeah.
know, because it's really weird. I end up in like these weird, like tiny little like pools of people where I'll like meet a bunch of people and hang out with them every day for like a few months, and then at some point I'll be like, you know what? Or like I it's not even that I decide not to hang out with them anymore. I just meet new people and I start talking to them, and then and then I hang out more with them.
Yeah, no, it's a long story, but like I've been studying a lot of like psychology, specifically in relevance to like therapeutic application, and that the thing that you're referring to is just like an attachment style that is more specifically found in like people with like severe ADHD. It's like you just bounce around a lot. It happens. A lot of people like that. I'm kind of like that, where like I go through less so that I find new groups to hang around, more so that I just go through phases where I'll hang out with a lot of people all at once for like months at a time, and then I just don't hang out with anyone and just go into like a reclusive streak, you know?
Yeah, that's fair, dude. That's totally fair. I mean, yeah, no, that's how I am a lot of the time. I don't even know. I don't leave people on like bad terms usually, but it's like, yeah.
I try
Also,
not
It's
to.
really funny that wherever I go, like, people remember me as like a thing, as this fucking thing.
You are kind of an
I-
event in human form.
I can't. It's not even like I'm trying to be that. It's just that I end up saying and doing things that are just like.
I get it.
Yeah, I know. I think you're a similar way to me in that sense.
We are both, in fact, characters that would be rather at home in a skit show of some sort, yes?
Yeah, of course.
Have you
We're
seen the
very
photo
nice.
of me in the I Heart Anal shirt? There is a reason.
Oh, 100%. No, we both give like Kramer.
Okay, you soiled it a little bit, but that's okay.
No, listen, man. Listen, you know, I could easily see either one of us showing up in like a bathrobe, eating something odd for no reason, and then asking like the weirdest, most asinine question.
Yeah, all right. I give it. I give it.
You know, do you,
You know what? I can't even say shit because I legit have been saying shit like that recently. Like my go-to bit right now is just like when something horrible happens, I'm just like I'll ask the first person that's in the room. I'll be like it's usually Breton. I'll be like, Breton, why does God let bad things happen to good people? And I'll just fucking throw that one out there. That's a fun one.
yeah. No, man, that's a fair question to ask, though. That is a very fair question to ask. Why does he do that?
What a scamp.
It's a little scant. Why did you let that out?
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop us, Ralph, just before we get
What?
somebody angry.
King Slime? But I don't want to summon a boss. I just want to go down a tube.
Okay, wait. Where are you?
Oh,
I was slain.
well, so was I by the King Slime. I got lobotomized by King Slime. I just want to go. I just want to find a thing. Kramer at the Laugh Factory. I saw that clip for the first time, not recently, but like this year. Wow.
The Misadventures of Mr. Bones. Why indeed? I wonder what 40k places there are like in my city. If you do come visit, I'll try and.
Oh, I'll find them. I do it every time.
You'll
It's one of
find
my
them.
favorites because I love going there because you're going to find some... Yeah. You're going to find some interesting characters there.
Let me look it up. Games Workshop Montreal. Let's see here. Or Warhammer. All right, sure, that's what it's called.
Yeah, it's the
Where's
Warhammer
this
store.
thing?
$2 for Captain Marmot. Which Primarch would win the Royal Rumble? Is it like...
Angron.
Yeah, probably.
That's the only one I remember his name.
Yeah.
Because it's literally just angry.
Angry Ron.
Angron. I was like, oh, how do we tell everyone this guy's just really mad all the time? Call him Anger.
Wait, I got a spell thing? I got a spell. That's crazy.
Oh, you can do magic in this game?
Yeah. I have a...
My roommate's just sending me videos of her petting cats. Like on the neighborhood. She likes to go on walks and pet cats.
I summoned a friend.
You summoned a friend?
Yes.
Oh, hello. Wow, she's like kind of pretty.
It is a sheet with a bow.
Yeah, so a ghost squirrel.
The bar is in
If
hell.
the system is broke, people try to get by with shady ways. Perturabo would.
I do not know.
Someone said, honestly, without limitation, Sanguines or Magnus would win the Royal Rumble. Sorry, and Madness.
I don't even know.
Conrad would probably get curb stomped in the first 25 seconds, man.
Yeah.
You good, bud? Oh man, Linky, member for 12 months, said 1 year, in just 1 year, I went from somewhat annoying to very annoying. Also, Kalani, I curse you with wrinkly brain. I need to keep my brain nice and smooth, baby. I need to keep that shit nice and smooth. Ironed to a T. Perfect. Every single fiber of my brain pulled effortlessly, seamlessly, smoothly across the rest of the mass. Okay? Absolutely not a single wrinkle in this brain. Alright? Rand said with $2 said the lion.
The lion would... 12 years of gooning. What? You should.
12 years.
God damn it! I have a new vocal stim, and it's just like this fucking VTuber model. I think it was just on like VR chat. It was this like adorable cat girl, just being like, "We're sending you to the No Jo Ranch. Your death grip insane. Your Coomer brain fucking rotted. You need to do better." Can we just go 2 days no goon?
What?
No 6-hour goon session just for 2 days straight, please, and then just go 3 days, and then maybe more than that. Try. Why is there a fucking furry underneath our fucking base?
I don't know. I don't know, and I'm too scared to ask. I
Uh,
thought you invited her.
I don't.
Well, let me talk to her. Hey, come
Veronica.
here. My older bro calls me a lycanthrope. It means I'm like part animal or something. He'd know though because he spends all his time outside.
Leather whip.
Toy kite,
Cat
not
license?
license.
Dog
Gold.
ears, dog tail, forest pylon.
Well, everything is super fucking expensive. Like everything that would be sold by an actual person who dresses like this at a convention.
Bob Abui.
Bob Abui.
Baba Booey.
So, why have you adopted my fucking stem? Shut up.
What?
That's mine.
I love Baba Booey. Yeah. When I found
Oh,
out,
that's true.
when I found out
No,
that that
no,
was
no,
a
I'm
guy's real name, that was funny.
Oh yeah, it's supposed to be Baba Louie.
I thought it was Bob
And
Abui. That's it.
No, Baba Booey. It comes from the Howard Stern show.
Yeah,
and some guy
yeah.
and some guy was like, "Oh yeah, I got a quick draw on a Baba Booey." You know, because he's an art collector. He used to collect art of like classic cartoons, and so like art of classic cartoon characters. And he's like, "Yeah, I got a quick draw on a Baba Booey." Do you know who Quick Draw McGraw is?
It rings a bell. I'm not. I was always more of an Opie and Anthony guy than I was a Howard Stern guy.
Okay, well, Quick Draw McGraw is a horse who is like the sheriff of a town, and then he goes out with his friend Bubba Louie. Okay. You know, Bubba Louie, he's a little like a little donkey, a little Mexican donkey friend. You know, like, hey, Quick Draw. There is a guy who is stealing from the people, and then Quick Draw's like, "Oh well, we're just gonna have to go and solve that thing there now, Baba Boy." You know, or no, I forget what his he would say, Baba Boy, you know, or Baby Boy or something. I forget what he would say, but no, Baba Loy. I don't know. Hold on, let me see. Baba Booey. Let me just fucking
Baba Booey.
just so I can make sure I'm not talking out of my ass. Okay. Hold on. Quick Draw. And Baba Louie. Okay, I was right. His name is Baba Louie. So you'd say Baba Louie, but you'd call him Baba Boy. You know? But I guess this guy just thought his name was Baba Booey. And so he called him that on the Howard Stern show, and he gets roasted on the show. And then everyone starts like screaming Baba Booey everywhere. That sound clip's been around since like the fucking 80s or 90s, bro.
I'm a fan. I didn't know. I never took you as one for the Howard Stern show, to be honest.
Oh, the only reason I know about this is because people were using the Baba Booey sound effect in like videos back in the day.
That is also very fair.
So I've never watched Howard Stern much, or if at all, really. I just know this clip
It's
because I wanted, and then I just so happened to like watch a lot of Boomerang as a kid.
That is also very fair.
Yeah.
Nah, I used to watch a lot, or not used to, but like back when I was like in university, I'd listen to a little bit of Opie and Anthony because it was just something that like a teacher recommended to me. And it was like radio broadcast shit, and I was into radio broadcast a little bit prior, so it's like maybe there is a way. Who knows? But yeah, I was always kind of interested. It's just. It's just a professional courtesy to be as mean as humanly fucking possible to people that probably didn't deserve it. Beetlejuice was kind of funny, though.
Oh, Beetlejuice, the fucking guy.
Yeah, little dude.
Little dude, yeah. Slightly. I mean, it's a little funny.
So we could say that. It's a little funny.
Yeah, somewhat. Beetlejuice.
Yeah, and then we got Opie and Anthony, which that's a weird show to go back to. Because it's basically like
Yeah.
if the Howard Stern show was significantly meaner.
Yeah. I don't know. Opie and Anthony's ringing a bell. I think Johnny Utah animated something from that like a while back.
Probably, because they were kind of popular.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's what got him his start, like doing Flash cartoons back in the day. Hold on, let me look it up. Johnny Utah, Opie, and Anthony. By the way, you want to call it soon?
If you maybe, I don't know. I'm just kind of not 100% lucid, but like we out here.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying myself. I'm about to make some progress. Doing my best.
That's it. I feel like I've just been mining shit and then not barely doing anything. Johnny Utah made an Opie versus Jimmy Flash soundboard. That's what he did.
Because when Anthony Cumia got outed for being Anthony Cumia, he ended up being kicked off of Opie and Anthony and ended up going on to do his own thing. What's it called? Jim Norton ended up going on Opie and Anthony to fill in Anthony's thing, so it became Opie and Jim. Jim Norton's one of those comics that I can openly say is like really funny. Yeah. He's just very, very, very far too crass for my tastes.
Is he really?
Yeah, he's actually very vulgar, like way more than I am.
Yeah, you are. You can be a little crass sometimes. You can be a crass boy at times.
Yeah, you know, he's up there. So we started at 8. It's about 10. I'm just gonna try and find a demonic altar, and then we'll see. Because I just want to get an altar. Because if I do that and break it, we can unlock the next tier of the game.
Hell yeah.
And then start fighting bosses with guns.
Ooh, there's guns in this game?
There's guns, there's magic guns, there's... You can get the best gun in the game, or at least the base to it, by fishing. It's called the mini shark. It's a gun that's a shark that's also a minigun. It's kind of weird. I like it. There's a guy you can get as an NPC who's a gunsmith. He sells you guns. They're pretty cool.
Hell yeah. Oh, dude, you know what? We gotta play, like, one of those, like... You know what we should play on stream someday?
Castle Miner Z?
I was gonna say Roblox, but sure.
Can we just play, like, a custom Gmod map instead? Every time I play...
Dude, that would be kind of sick. I would be down to play custom... What were you gonna say?
I just don't like Roblox. I'm sorry.
Really? I love Roblox.
When I was a kid and someone told me about Roblox, I literally... This is gonna sound really fucked up, because I was a poor kid. I was like, hey, Mom, could I have Pop-Tarts? No, we can't afford them. And I'm like, how the fuck can... But that is like $3 back in 2005. That is nothing. But... So... Whenever I saw Roblox, I was like, oh, this is just Minecraft for people who can't afford it.
Yep.
So I could at least play Minecraft, you know? So I never played Roblox. I had a girlfriend thing back in the day that liked Roblox, and they were like, hey, let's go play Roblox together with my brother. And I'm like, yeah, okay, I've never played Roblox before. What's this like? And it's like... It was the most nothing game I've ever played. It just kind of spoiled me for it forever.
Listen, man, you haven't played it as it is now. There's like there's some good horror games out there.
I don't know.
Trust me.
Chat, what do you think? We'll leave it up to you. You
Yeah,
guys,
dude.
you know what? Should I play Roblox next stream? Please say no.
I'll show him some good shit. Unironically, I played Roblox until I got Minecraft and I never touched it again. That's what Linky said.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, Alice says you should. Listen, Alice has great taste. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
No!
What happened? Arthur? What happened to you?
I think I need to go to bed.
What the fuck happened? The mist. See what happens when you suggest Roblox.
Okay. So, there are these things called demon altars. You can break them with high level gear, or you can break them with a stick of dynamite, so you don't have to make like a golden hammer. That's the only thing that can break them. I don't ever make golden hammer, I just save it for weapons and armor. And I had dynamite. Dynamite can break it. Dynamite you can only get from a demolitionist. And we got a demolitionist, so I got dynamite. I got 6 sticks. Dynamite, like fucking, like look at this shit. Boom, look at that. Oh, it's dynamite. I might want to take a step back. Like, oh, and then kaboom, like dynamite. Love that shit. Oh, we just
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and that breaks the altars and does the same benefits and shit. Unfortunately, right on my hotbar next to the dynamite is a recall potion that the second I just spent the last 20 minutes trying to find a demon altar, I found one finally, and then I aimed my shot, and instead of clicking on the dynamite, I clicked on the recall potion and went immediately back to spawn.
Nice.
Don't.
Hey, good job, bud. No, you did. No, I think that's what you're supposed to do. Right?
I got a cheesy pizza poster. Let's put that cheesy pizza poster. Yeah, it's a cheesy pizza poster.
This is cool. I like doing rainbow. That's pretty cool. I like that. Linky, $2. Play Roblox. Pressure. It has Gianni in it. Gianni Matrograno?
What the fuck doesn't have Gianni Matrograno in it?
You're right. Gianni gets around.
He plays every indie game that can have a voice acting budget, and also every indie porn furry game that can have a voice acting budget.
Yeah, I didn't know that part.
Oh yeah, did you not hear about, you know his like Twitter, Get Gianni? He has a not safe for work voice acting Twitter called Wet Gianni, where he just talks about all the furry porn he's doing right now. Man's making bank, honestly.
Okay, that's cool. I don't think Wet Gianni exists anymore.
Oh, really? Crazy. Well, chat. Thank you all for showing up.
Yep.
I am very tired, and I need to get some rest.
Yep.
thank you all for tuning in. If you would like to participate in the Ultimate Book Club for this week, you have to go to the theater and watch Sinners. Sinners is a movie that's kind of in theaters right now. I would assume. I don't particularly know,
Yeah,
but I'm
it's
gonna have to double
newish,
check.
I believe.
Yeah. But I'm going to go try and watch that this week. I think I like this escalation of actually having to leave your house to do something now, because I already had a plan for this for you specifically. But we'll get there. We'll get there.
Oh, really? You were gonna make me get out of my house for this?
For one, and then we'll see where it goes from there. But
Okay.
we'll see what happens next stream. Roblox stream maybe. Gmod, I don't know.
I think Gmod. If you're more fun, you'll have more fun with Gmod. Then let's do Gmod because I have it. So
Yeah. Well, we could talk about something off stream. But regardless, I thank you all for showing up. And yeah, see you all next week.
See you around. Bye.